Welcome back to another episode of Operating in Love. You here with Brock,
I'm Amber.
and shouts out to y'all for tuning in. If you ain't got a drink, you should probably go get one right now.
Definitely, because today we're going to talk about Cali meets Nola.
Oh, oh wow, that's what you on today.
Yeah. Let's take them on a journey because it was a journey. It still is. There's so many takeaways. I just had
Man,
my first Jazz Fest.
and you had your first shootout.
So many things in the festival season. Where do we start?
I mean, hey,
Zulu Ball. I
9 times,
9 times.
alligators,
Yes.
bayous, listen, you had a wild 6 months. Cause listen, people know about other shit because, like, if you really think about it, New Orleans really went hard, like, for like a good 4 or 5 months.
Snow Day.
Listen, it was
Okay,
it
go.
was Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Oh, the Swifties.
It was the Swifties.
They
Listen,
took over.
the Swifties took over. Look, I ain't gonna lie. Shouts out to Taylor Swift. You came down there and you had New Orleans in a chokehold. I ain't gonna need much stun on you, dog. You
Babe,
had
tell
New
them about
Orleans
the
for
family.
3 days. So listen, I'm riding up the street. I see a family, and it's just pink everything. It's the mom, the dad, and the dad got on a pink short set. But you could tell he just doing it for his daughter. You feel me? So he got on a pink short set and he got on some white G Nikes. In case y'all don't know, that's Air Force Ones, but they G Nikes in New Orleans. But he had on some white G Nikes, and then he had on the white fedora, but he had on the pink short set. And I'm like, I see you, my boy. You're doing it for your daughter. You're out here getting your Swiftie on. I see you. You feel what I'm saying? But like, nah, Taylor Swift, you had to sit in the chokehold. Shouts out to you. Bayou Classic came.
Super Bowl.
You feel me? Then it was New Year's first.
Oh, New Year's first.
And then Super Bowl. And then following Super Bowl, well, in between the New Year's and Super Bowl, we had the snow day. That was the day New Orleans took over the internet.
That was epic.
Like, listen, we had the internet in the chokehold. I'm talking about the TikToks, the Instagrams, all that. You feel me? And then Mardi Gras, like, and then French Quarter Fest. Like, it was a real run. Like, so it was going down. So mind you, for her, this was all first time experiences.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? The second lines, the ball hopping, the moving around, the not going inside till the sun coming up.
Okay, so let's talk about outside. Okay, so all right, everybody, brace for impact. So we outside is a thing. So first off, they're outside Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's outside 7 days a week.
Super Sunday.
It's definitely outside every single day of the week. I don't know how anybody functions. You guys have like livers that, I don't know, somebody needs to do a test on your family in particular because you guys have a filtration system that I've never seen before. I come down and within days I'm swollen, I'm sick. Remember when I first got down there?
Oh man.
I swelled up like nobody's
yeah.
business. So then
It
you had
was
to
like-
you had to take away the loaf and the French bread so I could keep drinking. Yeah.
This what
Priorities.
it was.
Priorities.
So, in case y'all haven't noticed, today's episode is about the cultural differences between us. Because that's a thing that people don't really emphasize, but it also has some type of effect on your relationship and the way that you handle each other.
Mm.
Because things are different. She's from the West Coast, I'm from the South. So to get back to what she was saying is, she come fly to New Orleans, and it's a drastic change in the way she eat. It's a drastic change in her hours of operating. It's a drastic change in her alcohol consumption. It's a drastic change in her not getting sleep. So that's a lot of things to throw at your body at one time. And her body wasn't responding well.
That it wasn't.
So we had to go like, all right, look, babe, you stay home today. We're going to get you some BC powders. We're going to get you a hot pickle. And we're going to get you some, a little bit more vodka. Because in New Orleans, that's how we get over hangovers. We start drinking again, in case y'all ain't know. So you can get you a little more vodka. And today you gonna have your rest day. You feel me? But tomorrow, we back with that fuckery.
Yep.
So
we back outside.
Yeah, we back outside. So like, I don't know if y'all know, but New Orleans, we outside. I don't know if y'all know, but like we real life, we outside. Like, and if you think I'm lying,
no, we'll cue song. We'll definitely edit the song.
We can cue a song for y'all.
For
It's
sure.
like
for
it's
sure.
literal. Like, so.
Well, do you remember like we were 6 weeks in, and I think I confronted you out on the patio in the bayou, and I'm like, this is not normal. This is not reasonable. You outside, because that's not how you rock with me in California. Okay. So I go out there, and every day you're out, and then you debated me, and you're like, I'm not really out, and I'm like, you 100% are out. And then you're like, well, not really, because we was at so-and-so's house, and I'm like, you're fucking out. Like, you're out. Like, you're not in the house, in the bed. Like, we are not Netflix and chilling. Like, where is that?
This is the dynamics of that conversation. In her mind, if you leave out the house, you out.
Definitely out. Out.
No,
you out the house.
That's not how it rock in New Orleans. In New Orleans, if we outside, we outside. But if I go by my cousin's house, I'm still inside.
And this is the... And you're trying to get me to believe this. I mean, this is like a cult. Like, what are you talking
inside,
about?
Though.
Bullshit.
I'm inside of 4 walls and sheetrock with a roof. I'm inside. Because you know what outside is. You've been down there for Mardi Gras. You've been down there, shots out to the New Orleans holiday 9 times, but you've been down there for the 9 times second line. Like, you know what outside is. Like, you know, like, we really outside. Like, we walking across the bridge.
Yes, we're legitimately outside.
We outside. Like,
yes, outside of 4 walls.
Yeah, we outside of 4 walls.
Okay, so
once we're inside, and mind you, here's the thing. A bar is considered 4 walls. So
I know, and
we don't consider bars as when we at a bar, because, we go bar hopping. That's what it's called in New Orleans. We go bar hopping. A lot of times, our bars of preference are in the same area, and it's a walking distance. So, we go bar hopping. You don't have to use a lot of gas in New Orleans. You go boom, boom, boom. She has a misconception of this. So, listen, this is about the culture, right? We have to go back, and starting from the top. Because the conversation that we're having right now is us when we was living together. Mm-hmm. So we need to give them context of when we wasn't living together. Uh-huh. And so you tell them how you felt when it was like, oh, he not texting me every minute, or he's not responding as soon as I text him, and he's not at the house, because we share each other's location. You feel me? So she's like, oh, he's not at the house. So tell him how you felt when it'd be like, I'm moving around, or I'm with my cousins and stuff. Well,
so there's a belief here, or maybe it's my belief, or maybe it's an old school belief. I don't know. Might be a West Coast belief. Might be a West Coast belief. Nobody knows. Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna know?
Who's gonna know? But there's a belief here that you need to have your ass inside at a certain time. Okay? And so if you coming in... Oh, Jesus. If you're coming in too late, and you also have to remember too, I get up for 4 a.m. I'm at the gym. I have a different schedule. Okay. So it's not okay, at least in my head anyways, because I've been conditioned, right? That if you're in a marriage and it's a Monday, then your ass needs to be home before I'm getting up to go to the gym. So our whole relationship has had to flip-flop that belief. And so, I felt some type of way. Because I'm looking at your location. I'm getting up for the gym and you outside. And I'm like, why aren't you at home? Then, don't let you not answer my call. You already know what's happening.
First of all, in my defense, you was getting up too early for the gym.
That is not true, okay? I am a woman with goals.
Listen, everybody don't get up at 3:30 in the morning to go to the gym.
Look, I was following some guru on Instagram who told me that if
I'm gonna leave that guru name remainless. I'm gonna leave his name
remain Nameless.
That's you know the fuck I was trying to say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But listen, we're gonna do that.
I wanted to be great.
Right. So listen.
I was shaking back.
Babe, you're already great.
Oh, thank you, honey.
You're great.
Thank you.
Listen, you're amazing. You're extraordinary.
Thank you, love.
You're one of a kind. You're unique. You're unmatched. If you wasn't all of those things, we wouldn't be here right now.
I received that.
Also with a great level of accountability.
That's the word.
And it's
That's why you love me.
Oh, most definitely.
It has nothing to do with...
Has nothing to do, listen, it has nothing to do with the pluck of cacao. It has nothing to do with the, how you talk to me. It has nothing to do with because you come outside and you lotion my elbows.
Ooh,
it's nothing to do
everybody
with you.
get jealous about that.
It has nothing to do with you treat me like a king. It has nothing to do with you being a millionaire or none of that. Your level of accountability.
That's why you love me.
Extraordinary.
Thank
All
you.
the other shit is frivolous.
Laniap. That's a New Orleans word, by the way.
Oh, she learned that in New Orleans.
Ooh. Guess what else I learned?
What else you learned?
I know how to navigate through New Orleans by the bars. I know where I'm at. I know what ward I'm in.
She know what ward
I am so proud. I don't think you people understand.
Because her landmark is bars.
Yes.
This is what we do.
I'm like, we're in the 7th ward.
Jack?
Yeah.
You feel me? Me and Jack been like this since I was a young boy. No did it.
Listen, this is big for me, okay? And that's why everybody in New Orleans accepts me.
And they love her. So look, babe, look. Mm-hmm. Tell them about the time where you had first came to, and I'm at work. Oh. And you like, while you at work, babe, I'm going to just go outside and be productive. I'm going to go take care of some errands and stuff like that. So go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm going to be productive. So
wait. Listen, you have to go into tell them first about your level of self-esteem on the West Coast.
Okay, yes. So
tell them your self-esteem on the West Coast and then go into your story of I'm going to be productive in New Orleans.
Got you. Okay, so I was born in 1976 and I was thick before it was in style. Okay, so I was a very stacked 12-year-old in co-ed PE with shorts, and it was really traumatizing.
Tickle bitties.
Yeah, legs, hips. It was stressful. Anyways, apparently on the West Coast, men of lighter persuasion start to approach me when I'm under 170 pounds. Mm-hmm. Okay, so anything over 170, I'm getting no action. Mm-hmm. Now, currently, that's not the case. So apparently, things have evolved.
Time has changed.
Right. So with that said,
coming up during your struggle, and then how was your self-esteem because of that?
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely not great because it just was what it was, and I'm tall, I'm big, have big lips, I have big eyelashes. I'm just big overall. So that's how I perceive myself. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now that I think about it, New Orleans is really my home. So with that, I come there and I'm visiting you.
You still ain't say you gotta tell them how you felt. Like on the West Coast, how you?
I'm a 6 on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm. Was your self-esteem
mentally not great? Okay. So I definitely led with my professional achievements. Mm-hmm. So I never led with my looks. I never leveraged my looks, etc. Yeah. So I always had to outperform. I was actually the smart fat girl.
The smart fat girl? Damn.
I mean, really and truly, that's how I.
You know what men to do in New Orleans for a smart fat girl?
I do actually. Well, I have found that out, and let me tell you, they're gonna. Well, not.
All right, let's leave that for another episode.
Yeah.
All right, so go back. How you felt? What was your self-esteem?
Coco, shout out to you. You told me what you would do with the smart fat girl, and you gave me a visual, and I'm traumatized. Anyways, so I come out there to visit you. Take you to work, drop you off. I'm going to be productive, Barbie. I have to go to Apple Store. I have to do this. I have to do that. I did not make it past CVS. I went into CVS for a Red Bull. I came out of CVS and I was attacked. I was attacked by white men, Hispanic men, white women, black women. I was
black men,
Hispanic
women.
You name
Like
it.
you know the term everybody named mama? It was literally literal the
Literal.
mamas.
Okay. And so I have anxiety, sidebar. I have social anxiety, hence the reason I drink, because I just don't feel comfortable. So this was 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm coming out of CVS, minding my own business. Mind you, they don't do this in Orange County. Okay. And I've been living in Orange County for 10 years. So I'm really out of practice. Okay. And so, I mean, don't get me wrong, the compliments were amazing. There's no regard for personal space. They kind of all up in your space. You may or may not get your ass grabbed, smacked, etc. It's a love tap, really. Um,
The women clutch. The women kind of.
yes, yeah, just ask me in the bathrooms
The
everywhere
women.
we go. Yeah. So anyways, and like it's a thing. So anyways, I did not finish my to-do list that day. I went back to the hotel and you called me to check on me and you're like, "Hey, babe,
I'm
how's
like, how's your day going? And she's like,
I'm never going outside again."
she's like, oh my God, I hate New Orleans. I'm like, babe, calm
What
down.
happened? You're like, "What happened?"
I'm like, what happened? And she's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even get to do nothing. I went in CVS. When I come out, is this woman. She's like, ooh, hey, big fine. Ooh, you thick as fuck. Girl, come here. And she was trying to walk down on me. And it's like, I didn't know what to do. So I just ran back to the hotel. I'm like, what?
Needless to say,
This is 12 o'clock. Like, this is 12 o'clock. So listen. So, like, real life time, we get up at 7. I have to be to work for 8. But the reason we up an hour early because my job in La Plaza is like 45 minutes away. So I get up, be to work for 8. It take her another like 40 minutes. She drives slower than me, so it take her like an hour and 15 to get back. So I'm like, babe, you good? She's like, yeah, I'm just gonna run some errands while you at work and da-da-da. I'm like, cool. Keep me posted. You know, let me know what you accomplished and shit. She's like, okay, cool. So I'm at work, I'm building shit. So I call, check on. I'm like, babe, you good? It's like, no, I'm not good. My anxiety is out the roof. I need a drink. I'm like, babe, it's 12:01. I'm like, what you did? She's like, I didn't do nothing. She was like, I dropped you off from work and I stopped at CVS and I got mauled. I'm like, so I'm mad because I'm thinking there's some dudes. I'm like, by who? I'm like, I'm about to leave work. She's like, no. It was some woman and her mom.
Look, it's a different level
they
out there.
They invaded my personal space. Her mama grabbed my ass. So I'm like, all right, babe, look. All right, look. Because mind you, we had the conversation about the way she felt, on the West Coast and how she felt about. So on the West Coast, they very working out, athletic, and everybody keto diets and they juice and they doing all this. It's 6 packs and it's just titties. That's it.
What do you call them? Slim white ladies.
Slim white ladies. That's all it is. Mind you, the slim black ladies think they black, but the slim black ladies are slim white ladies. You hear me? It's titties and abs on the West Coast. You feel me? So I had to explain to her. I'm like, babe, you in the South. You don't need no abs down here. Mind you, she don't even have no stomach like that. Because her body is well proportioned. But I'm like, babe, listen, you in the South. So like it's not a two-way street. You can't have both things. When you're on the West Coast, you like, oh, the West Coast not feeling me and I'm too thick and this and that. But then when you come to the South, where they feeling you at, you like, oh, it's too much. I'm overwhelmed. Tell them stop. No, they on your fucking trail. They on your fucking trail. You hear me? You got that ass. You walking around, that bitch jiggling. You feel what I'm saying? And then you prance around. You like, oh, I'm gonna go walk down Bourbon Street and I'm gonna give me an apple martini. You hear me? You think somebody about to come run behind you? What? Stop it. Come on, man. Don't do all that. So I'm telling them, I'm like, babe, look, it don't work like that. Either you're gonna accept the fact that you're a 4 or 5, and like this is not real. This is just like how they treat people on the West Coast. You just gonna accept the fact that you're a 4 or 5 on the West Coast, or either you gotta accept the fact that you're a fucking 37 in the South. You feel me? Because in the South, motherfuckers on your trail. It is what it is.
Real talk. But
They-
that's what
They
I
trying
love
to get
about
them draws.
Look,
You
and that's
feel
what I
me?
love about your family because they are so protective over me. Even here on the West Coast, when your family came out and then the cousins took us on the Sprinter van.
Yeah.
And then you gave me a gummy and then I couldn't talk and I was slobbing and stuff. But I knew we were not in a safe place. Anyways, fast forward.
So listen.
When the fights happen, your cousins be grabbing me, the female cousins. Like, they be protecting me.
Not so y'all don't get it misunderstood. Today's episode is about the cultural difference between the West Coast and the South. Mind you, like we didn't explain in previous episodes, there's a lot of differences between us. But because of our level of maturity and our level of understanding and our level of accountability is the reason why our relationship worked the way it does. Emotions can't be in control of your actions. You gotta think logically. So, like, getting back into what we was talking about as far as like family dynamics and stuff, like, me and Amber met. It was a long distance thing, and we was talking and texting for money. She like, well, I want to see you again. And I'm like, okay, I would like to see you too. So in my mind, I'm thinking she gonna fly back to New Orleans because that's where I met her. I met her in New Orleans. And she like, oh no, send me all your information. I'm like, all my information? Mind you, this round of time, Get Out just came out. You feel me?
God.
And it's some other shit going on. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, mind you, just to clarify, it's my first time dating a Caucasian woman. You feel me? So I'm like, send you my information.
You in the group text, like.
Yeah, so I had to tell my partners, I'm like, bro, she tripping. You feel me? And shouts out to my cousin Eddie, like he was the day one. Feel me? Navigating, helping me understand, like giving me feedback. So like, I'm like, I don't know about that, dog. Like,
well, you was the first one that got flued out.
Listen, whether y'all believe it or not, I started that getting flued out shit.
You did get flued out.
I got flued out. So
well,
I
wanted to see you, and I was working, and I had a small window of opportunity.
And she was a boss. Mind you, at the time, I didn't know she was a boss.
I kept that low.
I didn't know she was a boss, so that's the reason why I was skeptical. So she like, oh, what's your information? Give me your name and your birthday. And I'm like, fuck is you? I'm not about to do that. First of all, this is my first time dating a white woman. This Get Out just came out, but you think you about to have me in some country town and take my brain out my head, but you got me fucked up. You hear me? Ain't none of that about to happen. Not on this watch. You feel me? but nah, like, so she like, man, stop the fuckery. And mind you, again, she could have got offensive. And this is a part about, like we have talked about in previous episodes about her level of accountability and her level of like just logically understanding situations and not being emotional about the way I reacted to certain shit that she say. You feel me? So like we was having a legit conversation. I was very skeptical. And she like, no, like give me your info because I want to see you now. And again, I didn't know she was moving the way she was moving. So I'm like, all right, I send her my info. Then I get an email and be like, oh, your Delta first class flight booked to California non-stop. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, first class non-stop to California. I'm like, I ain't never had that before. Mind you, I get in first class and it's like, they start serving you drinks before people even finish getting on the plane. I'm like, what? I'm like, what?
She loved me.
I'm like, she loved me. She loved me. I'm like, she loved me already. Listen, we only been talking for a month and we only seen each other one time. She love me. So boom. Get on the plane, getting drinks. Everybody's still loading up. They putting their bags in the overhead bins and shit. I'm already drinking Jack Daniel.
And you're like, peasants.
Yeah, you fucking peasants. Fuck wrong with y'all. Y'all need to get y'all game up. You feel me? Mind you, I'm still not knowing who she is. You feel me? Come out the plane, LAX, I'm lost as fuck. Come down. She like, where you at? I'm like, oh, I'm at 2J. She like, all right, say less. She come pull up in the Panamera. Oh, you. I'm like, oh shit. I ain't gonna lie. I had a premature ejaculation because I like cars. I like cars. I like fast shit. You feel me? I like fast shit. So it was a fucking GTS Panamera. This was top of the line. The bitch had a loud lion growl. You heard me? So she pull up and then she's like, oh, what's up? How you doing? I'm like, what's up? I'm trying to be cool. You feel me? Knowing I'd have nutted in my pants. You feel me? Just nut running down my leg, the left side, just all the way down to the knee right now. You feel me? Ain't even got in the car yet. So then it's like, I get my bags. I'm still trying to play it cool. I put them in the car. She like, oh, boom, boom, we get in the car. She like, oh, look, I got this for you. Brandy Ciroc, 14 grams of weed. I'm like, this bitch love me for real. I'm like, bitch, I got fluid out in this alcohol and weed. I'm like, boy, don't play me like that. So mind you, we dip off, right? She like, you hungry? I'm like, yeah. While we go put up to the spot, she like, oh, I'm gonna get you the swordfish. I'm like, swordfish? I'm like, bitch, I ain't never had swordfish in my life. I ain't never had no fucking swordfish. The fuck? I didn't even know people eat swordfish. Well, I know they eat tuna. I know it's, shark and shit. I know people fuck with the escargot. They eating snails and shit. You feel me? Even New Orleans, we eating mud bugs. You feel me? But I ain't know motherfuckers eating fucking swordfish. Obviously, swordfish is a delicacy. You feel me? I didn't know. You feel me? So we come out and she like, yeah. She like, you want to drive? Me? You want me to drive that? You want me to drive that? And she like, yeah, you could go ahead and drive because I got to get on my laptop and take care of a few things and answer a few emails, and Big Bear's like a couple hours. I'm like, Big Bear? I'm like, bitch, where's Big Bear? She's like, oh, well, she's like, well, look, I have a whole itinerary plan because, in previous episodes, we done talked about how she fuck with spreadsheets and shit. So she had the shit all mapped out. I didn't know. Mind you, this is my first time getting fluid out. I started this shit. That's where the conversation come from. I was the first motherfucker got fluid out. You feel me? So she like, oh yeah, well, this is what we gonna do. I'm gonna take you to Cookies and we're gonna get you a pack, and then, cause I know you like to smoke weed. Mind you, she pulled up with 14 grams, but we still about to go to Cookies. Yeah, I'm gonna get you some stuff and then we're gonna go shoot the big bear. I'm like, bitch, I've seen big bears, but what are you talking about? Like, I don't want to go to a big bear. Like, I'm not trying to do that. Big bears maul people. Like, I'm not trying to go there. Like, so when we pull up at Cookies, you feel me? And when I walk in, again, I'm still not knowing who she is. I walk in Cookies, and I'm a hood nigga, though. I came up, like, everything, like, I had to work for. You feel me? I had to work for. Even as a child, me working for my grades was how my mama, compensated me. So, like, I didn't just make straight A's for no reason. I made straight A's because I knew my mom was gonna compensate me for straight A's. She's not gonna compensate me for a B. She's not gonna compensate me for failed behavior. She's not gonna compensate me for missing class. So I had to be on my shit. You feel me? And then as I got older, I understood what life was. When you go to college, you go to work 9 to 5 is you get compensated for your time and your energy. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, come out here and she's like, well, let's go to Cookies. And I'm going to get you weed because, you know, I know you smoke. I'm like, you got me weed already, though. And she's like, no, you know, you might want something else. And I'm like,
what more could I want?
I'm like, what more could I want? Like, bitch, you got a Panamera, you got a bottle of brandy Ciroc, and you got 14 grams of weed. Like, I'm very simple, bitch. I don't need nothing else. Like,
oh, but look.
What are you trying to do? Like, are you trying to send me straight to hell right now? Like, what are you trying to do? You just want me to fuck it all up right now, okay? Like, what are we doing? So, we go in Cookies.
Oh, God.
You know, they check your ID and shit, and they like, oh, you gonna go into this. So I'm like, again, I'm a hood nigga. I was raised, I was structured, my mom and shit, like, and everything is like, it's an option. It's either you get this or you get that. Or either you get this right now, and then down the line or a few months later, you get this. So I go in Cookies, and even as a grown man, this is what my mindset on. Like, I'm 33, 32 type shit. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, that shit high. I'm like, damn, I don't, I'm like, what? $70 for fucking 3 grams? So I'm looking at all this shit. I'm looking at the percentages. I'm checking sativas, hybrids, fucking all that, and indicas, all that shit. So I'm like, and she like, B, what you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm comparing and contrasting. She's like, just get both of them. I'm like, what? I could get all of them? I'm like, what? She like, yeah, babe, just get both of them. And she's like, you know what? Look at that liquid THC stuff over there. Try that. I'm like, what? I could get that too? I'm like, what? I'm like, you know, give me that. Give me that juice. Just, I don't even know. Give me the juicy stuff. And look, give me the moon rocks. I don't even know what moon rocks are. Them rocks really came from the moon. Look, give me that. And she like, yeah, just get all that. And I'm like, mind you, I'm still not knowing who she is. So we walking back to the car. She like, you want to drive? She like, you know, Big Bell. I'm like, bitch, we going to see a Big Bell? She like, Big Bell is like 2 hours away. I'm like, so we going to ride 2 hours to go see a Big Bell. That's what we doing. Like, you really want to do that? I'm like, listen, I know you white, but go and see bears and, like, that's not what black people do. We don't do that. You feel me? Just to clarify, Big Bear's in the mountains is a cabin and shit. You feel me?
With the pool table.
With a pool table. Mind you, it was my first time seeing chipmunks too. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie, niggas. It was an experience. So boom, she like, you wanna drive? I jump in the car. Boom, I'm speeding. We get the Big Bell. We get in the Airbnbs, pool tables, TVs, all kind of shit. You know, I got all this fucking extra weed paraphernalia that I've never had before because I'm from the South. We don't have all this shit in New Orleans. You get caught in New Orleans, I ain't gonna lie, New Orleans ain't that bad no more, but used to, you get caught with a fucking piece of gram.
A fraction.
You get caught with a piece of 0.1 gram in New Orleans taking your black ass to jail. You're hacked up and you're gonna do fucking 5 to 10. We're not playing with you. You hit. It's over with. Your life is done. Your life is done.
Oh, so you felt free in Cali.
What? Did I? Did I? Felt free was an understatement. Listen, the whole time I was driving, I was ducking my blunt out the window, and she's like, what you doing? I'm like, oh, they don't care. Like, oh, I can smoke weed in front of them. She like, yeah, as long as you don't have like no fucking 6-7 pounds away. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? We can do this? You know, fuck that. Fuck that. I love New Orleans, but fuck that.
But then the night did take a bit of a turn.
All right, so I had all this shit. And so I had some wax. I took the wax and I lined my paper with the wax. And then I took some keef and I threw on top of the wax. And then I took some weed and I broke it down and I rolled it up on top of all of that. I rolled that and I set it down on the counter. I took my THC juice, I put it in the freezer, and I went hopped in the shower. You know, getting fresh. You feel what I'm saying? Come out the shower, go on the balcony. I forgot it was all that fuckery going on with the wax and the keef and shit. And I hit that bitch, and you know how you take that first deep inhale when you like sparking your shit, like that bitch hit me. I'm like, I'm about to die. I'm about to die. I need something to drink right now. The only thing I had to drink in the vicinity was the THC juice. I popped that bitch. Gloop, 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 gloop. My dumb ass not knowing, the THC bottle is like a little medicine cap this big. The instructions say take 2 capfuls and then wait 2 hours. I done gulped this shit, so now I'm on the balcony. I'm feeling like a throwback R. Kelly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. But nah, listen.
And you wasn't answering your phone, so your whole family thought you was really get out.
They thought I got kidnapped and somebody stole my brain.
His phone died.
Because my phone had died and it wasn't charged. But mind you, listen.
The group text was...
I'm having a whole cultural experience because like this is my first time seeing a chipmunk and everything.
Do it, bae.
Chippendale Rescue Rangers. No, I'm playing. But like we have squirrels in New Orleans, but I'm in Big Bell. This is my first time getting flued out. You feel me? It's my first time being this fucking high. It's my first time driving the fucking GTS Panamera. It's fucking sliding through the mountains. And it's my first time seeing a fucking chipmunk. You hear me? Like, I ain't gonna lie, that shit was fire. You feel me? Like, I had the experience. You
welcome
feel
to
me?
California.
Like, and that's what it was. So now, since it's a welcome to California, you give us your welcome to New Orleans.
I mean, well, the welcome to New Orleans was I was almost mauled. But as I've gotten to know New Orleans better, and mind you, it has been such a place of healing for me, especially in the last 6 months. It's been incredible. And I mean, obviously, a lot of it has to do with your incredible family. But all of the opportunities, you know, the people are just so different. The pace is different. Okay, a few fun facts that I've learned. So we have obviously covered being outside, which we have a different definition for outside.
Definitely.
But fun fact. On the West Coast, we cha-cha.
Oh.
Down south, you just shaking ass. And it takes a lot of athleticism, as I've discovered.
A lot of energy.
Yes, because your cousins have repeatedly tried to teach me. It
when
doesn't
she
go so well.
To shaking ass is with a lot of people have came to New Orleans and taken our culture and changed it to something or say what they wanted to say about it. But at the end of the day, in New Orleans, motherfuckers be pussy popping.
Definitely. Oh, it's an art. And I am completely fascinated by it, by the way.
It is very strategic.
It is.
It's very strategic. And it takes a lot of energy. So I don't want you to get it misconstrued. Like, y'all, you hear something, you're like, oh, nah. Like, you have to understand. And mind you, just for podcast purposes, my man, he gonna cut to a clip of Hot Sizzle.
Yes.
Where they like giving y'all some work. And, listen, that's our culture in New Orleans. It's part of our culture because in New Orleans, we originated a lot of things. So she's about to get into her cultural experience, her coming to New Orleans. And this was during a time where we was flying backwards and forward to each other and having a long distance relationship.
Yeah, so I would touch down and then stay there a couple days and get to experience it. Now I'm fully immersed after being
Mm-hmm.
there for several months. But no,
Mm-hmm.
I mean and it's really magical. And I think back and forth, that's probably contributed to a lot of our getting to know each other, romance, and then navigating through the different cultures and getting to know what we like, what we don't like, being able to have that dialogue. But so many firsts have been with you. So I'm really grateful for that. Because even, in my older age, literally so many of my firsts have been with you. And that's
Mm-hmm.
because like you're so laid back. Like that's the one thing I say about you is like I'm with you. I mean, obviously you're, incredibly handsome and all of the amazing things, charming, etc. But the main reason that I adore you is because you're kind. You're the kindest man I've ever known in my entire life. And you support me literally in everything I do, any fuckery. And you also let me act a fucking fool and you don't say nothing, sober or drunk. You let me go with my move and then you sit my ass down, but it never turns into a thing, so your level of patience, the fact that you consider things, you don't make it about you. And so that, that's just something that's been incredible. And I'm glad that we've been able to share this cultural exchange because once upon a time, I've never really wanted to, well, I didn't even know what existed outside of the West Coast, honestly. But I feel very much at home, in New Orleans.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like you should say that
Like to whom? Like in
to
general or
to the audience. Like it was like you first and foremost, you've never dealt with a white man,
right?
and then it was a time in your life
Oh,
where,
oh,
yeah, where
where
you
I
was
said
like,
I
I
I'm
don't
not
want
going to date a black
to, I'm not
gentleman
gonna,
again,
yeah,
right? So my son is biracial. My first two relationships were with black gentlemen.
hmm
They were stressful and strained, for a number of reasons. And so, yeah, when I met you, I wasn't even,
that was your mindset.
yeah,
Your mindset was I wasn't gonna date a black man.
yeah, no, I had vowed that off. I didn't know what I was gonna do, but I knew
It's
I
probably
wasn't
gonna
doing
be
that.
it's probably gonna be Latino or Asian.
Yeah, I knew I
Cause
wasn't doing that.
just so y'all know, white men y'all don't have a chance. She don't like y'all.
That's not true. No, babe,
No, it is true. She don't like y'all.
they tell me that I'm
That's
gorgeous. No.
that's the Y. That's the YWs. When I say YWs, that mean young wiggers.
Is
I
that a
said it.
new?
I said it.
Oh,
That's the young
well, there's
wiggers.
that.
You want me to tell you why? See, there's a difference between the old wiggers and the young wiggers.
Are we getting into the Y? Is this a whole YN thing? Oh no.
So look, this is what it is.
Okay.
The older white men, they was the ones who was on the 6-pack and titties. The younger white men, they like I eat your booty.
Especially the ones in New Orleans.
See, you know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the younger
They're
white
very
men like
forward.
they like, oh, I eat your booty. The younger white men not like how the older white man was. So that's what she was getting into. And like you were saying,
I don't know. You took me down a left road there. I was closing it out with a beautiful cultural exchange.
her beautiful cultural exchange was so like you said, you was at a point where on the
Yes.
West Coast, because of the circumstances that in your mind for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you wasn't gonna deal with a black male anymore.
Yes.
And like we was talking about, mind you, not saying you was gonna deal with a Caucasian male. He may have been Latino or he may have been Asian or whatever.
And I
but
didn't jump lesbian like some of my other friends.
right,
Yeah.
just ain't jump off to that puss. You feel me?
Correct.
You ain't start carrying the backpack. You feel what I'm saying?
Backpack.
You know. Dora the Explorer, bitches out here. You feel me? Listen, in case y'all don't know, the backpack bitches stay strapped. You feel me? So.
And this is how people in New Orleans talk, and it's okay. Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna bring my dog Coco out here. We're gonna have a guest star just so y'all could get the lingo.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a cultural experience.
Look, back to what you were saying. It was a point in your life.
Yeah.
Where you was like, I wasn't gonna date or deal with a black man no more. And it wasn't because of you despise black men like that. It's just because of just like everybody have the other reasons of why they don't want to deal with certain other things anymore.
Yeah, it wasn't working for me.
Mm-hmm. And then so go from there, and then go to where you're at now.
Well, no, and so thank goodness that I didn't stand on that when opportunity presented itself. And like I just said, you break all the stereotypes. You are just so diverse, and even if you aren't comfortable yet or don't even have that latitude, you work hard, to do it. Especially if I give feedback, so if I'm like, hey, and I give you feedback, the next thing I know is you're actually taking action to either learn about it or, I won't say correct, but just to be better, to be the best. And that goes back to the points that you keep making about, growth and such. And I'll also extend an additional compliment, that you actually change faster than I do. So you've given me feedback and I don't move as quickly as you do, because of course, if I were to put it on a spreadsheet, which I don't, because we don't, keep tabs, but I am mindful of the fact. I'm self-aware enough to know that you course correct faster than I do. And I do really admire that about you.
So what you were saying about the way I course correct, for me, it's not emotional. And then at the end of the day, most times it's logic.
And you're competitive.
So that's not a reason for the course correct.
Okay.
Competitive is the reason why I fucking win all the time.
All right.
The course correct is because every day I get up, I'm willing to learn. I understand I don't know everything. I understand there's always something for me to understand. And again, not to get out of context, but like what you were saying is for the course correct. Like, so like with you, I tell you something and you like, B, it's a process. I need this much time, or I need to do this and do that to set me up to course correct this thing or do that and that. And then when you tell me something like, oh, B, and mind you, you don't even tell me something. You'll pass a comment. Cause that's what it really be.
Yeah.
So this is the structure of our conversation. I literally tell her something, and I'm like, "B, you need to correct
direct.
This. Directly.
Yeah.
I directly tell her something, and I'm like, "B, you need to correct this." And she's like, "Okay, B, I'm gonna direct it." And then it's be like some time. I'm like, well, why you feel some type of, I'm like, man, I asked you to do this and that and you didn't do it. It's like, well, it's a process and I need to do this and do that and I need to take this course of action to lead up to this process and I need to do this and I need to line up these things and I need to put my ducks in a row and I need to make sure I don't put all my eggs in one basket and I need to make sure I wrench around the corner. And I'm like, all right, babe, all that's cool.
Very true.
But mind you, when you come to me and you're like, hey, I need you to course correct. I'm like a light switch. I'm like, pop, all that's cut off. And
yeah.
you like, damn, you just cut that off. Like, yeah, that's what you asked for. This is what you wanted. This is the problem. Light switch is off and it's on. This is what I was on. You didn't like it, so I'm off that. Flip. I don't need no process. I don't need no this and that and that. I did that overnight. Or in the midst of the hours. You feel me?
No, very true. And again, that's one of the pillars of our relationship. So accountability, the fact that you course correct,
Immediately.
the fact that I'm learning. I
Mm-hmm.
do make plenty more excuses than you do because again, I look at it as far as a sequence and a strategy, a process.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with
So
that,
with you're like the rest of the humans.
oh,
You're like, oh, it take 30 days to make or break a habit.
I don't know that we would go there exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Let me
I
tell
do
you.
take time, but that's not the thought process behind it.
Listen, and listen. If I'm lying, you could tell them.
Okay, go ahead.
You know when you tell me something,
Mm,
like on some real like, big. Yesterday you said something and did this, that, and that, and I ain't like that.
right.
Do I not change that when you say it?
You do, and you don't say nothing either.
I don't question her about it. I don't rebuttal to it. I change it on the spot. And mind you, sometimes I don't even must be overnight. I change it when you tell me. Now, mind you, it might be another scenario transpire the next day to confirm or get you to understand that I changed overnight. But like you said, like I change as soon as you tell me, like, oh babe, I'm not with that. I ain't this and that. I'm like, all right, we not fucking with that.
Yeah. And so, well, with all that, 100%, I'm
Mm-hmm.
incredibly grateful that on that day, I decided that I did want to talk to a black man and that I wasn't the white lady that ran away from you the first time you tried to talk to a white lady.
Wow, you gonna bring that up?
I mean, it was your story. It was your story. It was your story. First time.
In reference to that, so like 99% of my relationships have been with black women. Um, in my younger years, my first time approaching a white lady, she thought I was trying to rob her, and she took off running. And so after that, I was like, I never talk to a white bitch again in my life. I felt like it was a little. Honestly, I felt judged. I felt like she was racist. I felt a lot of shit. You feel me? So I really was for real. Was like just how she felt like, and mind you, she had actually been in some umpteen years relationship with black men, and then went through some real life shit with black men. So it was cool for her to feel like, oh, I don't want to fuck with a black man again. But white bitch just ran away from me. And I was like, boy, fuck that bitch. I never talked to another one. I never try to show him that I like him again. You feel me?
And then look at us now. Here we are.
You know, the best of the best.
West Coast, New Orleans, black, white.
You know, there's so many dynamics.
So many.
I mean, it's the reason why we continue to win.
That's right. Love has no boundaries.
So, like, in closing, what are your takeaways? And listen, it could be spreadsheet inclined, or it can be West Coast
statistics,
business Barbie inclined.
No, just the opportunity to have met and learned so much about your beliefs and your thought processes. It's invaluable, truly. It grounds me. It makes me a better human being. It gives me the opportunity to reflect on the differences, and when you come here and you see how California rocks, that minimum wage is $20 an hour while y'all minimum wage is 9. The fact that we have, beautiful weather and, that there's terrible gang banging problems, in Long Beach and South Central LA, et cetera, when we're just literally miles from the beach, again, with $20 an hour minimum wage and in abundance surrounding us, which is something that you don't come from, where you guys don't have gangs, but you're the murder capital of the world, and like another thing, being around you guys, everybody's, carrying pistols and such. you know, and it's a totally different energy and way of life. It's just being able to witness it, but being able to witness it with somebody who is truly trying to teach. It's a safe place for me to learn. And I pray that, you know, when you come out here, even though I don't feel that California or even my hospitality can even match what you've been able to give me. I do hope that some of the things that you've experienced out here have been valuable to you, like just outside of me, but just some of the other things. And with that, I'm acknowledging the fact that I don't think I've demonstrated it enough, not because I'm withholding anything, but because I've never allowed myself to actually live. And so you live life, and that's why we've connected, because all I've done is head down, provide
Spreadsheets.
family business, take care of business. So it's so much more because I'm getting to live my life for the first time with you. So I think that's a great close.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, after that, I really don't have too much to say because I'm in total agreement with what you said, and y'all stay tuned because we're gonna take a jet ski trip to Catalina.
Oh, yes.